Hi, my name's Anne-Marie Duguid, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Enabling Leaders. I'm also the co-founder of the World Education Summit, and I've worked in leadership development nationally and internationally for many years. So I hope you're enjoying part of your Enabling Leaders journey so far. I just wanted to give you a little bit of background, and I'm going to look at this in terms of the provenance of enabling leaders, the evidence base, the potential, and the process. So, a very quick video, and then you can get back onto either your launch or whatever you're doing, but it just gives you a bit of background. So, I'm very passionate at the field in the field of leadership development, and I've worked with some of the great academics. And also working very clearly about the process of professional learning as well as the content. I've also worked on global frameworks for individuals and school pathways. Started working with enabling leaders with about 100 schools over a period of 3 years, and it had massive impact. And at that point, using other tools or what schools had, maybe Google, maybe other things as well. So it was a bit clunky, the process. And it was kind of at that point where it was either you need to invest fully in a tool that's going to help people, or we say, okay, we've done that, and we'll leave it as it is. And so in partnership with Diana, we've run the MPQH together. We said, what is it we can do? So the two of us complementing each other, and Enabling Leaders was born. So we worked with our own tech team. We built the site and the tool that you're seeing, so that it's actually from a user's perspective. We want it does what it says on the tin. We just want it to be about your leadership development. Have things in one place, but not too complex, and a simple to-do list, and don't have to rely on finding your emails. So thinking then about what EL is, what are enabling leaders? What's the program? So think of it in terms of your right as a professional to the right professional learning, as a jigsaw board that pulls the pieces together, unified in that common picture or the common language, all in one place. That language around leadership for you all to use and share. What EL isn't is a tokenistic tick list and yet another initiative. This should really mean something to you, your school, and your group. So that's the provenance, and we're looking at the evidence base. So I mentioned that I've worked with some leading professors in the leadership development fields, such as Vivienne Robinson, Michael Full, and John Hattie, amongst many others. Now, what we've done here is translate what the evidence says into a framework, and it's written as high bar. Even the number of components that have been researched, the magic number of 10, too many, people can't remember, too few doesn't actually mean as much. Then we'll think about the triangulation of the self-review with the agreed review with the consistent prompts. So everything has been thought through. I've been trained by John and Janet, so John Hattie and Janet Clinton, in evaluation and impact. So once the framework's written, I'm then wrapping it around and thinking about what's needed to actually maximize the impact. So looking at what works as well, we then devise the precise professional conversations. There's a great deal of people who use coaching or think they're using coaching. It doesn't always have the impact that you think. We don't have time to train in coaching in this, but we are using this, which looks at the language. We devise the conversation prompts and actually is more forensic rather than just coaching or mentoring, which all have their place. So based on extensive research, the precise professional conversations is quite different. And then we'll look at the potential. What can this do? Turning leadership development on its head. Very little evidence in what works in leadership development on programs. There are some good funded ones. There's some great programs and little bits, but does it make a difference? And this does. So really, this is your potential. Maximize it, get the most out of it that you can. Finally, the process starts with the framework that we've just talked about through the creation day. Lots of evidence behind how it's written. Every word matters. Then you, at school level and at individual level, unpack it. What does it mean beyond your launch? You've seen it. What does it mean? How do we use it? What language can we use around it? What does it look like in my classrooms? And how can we use it? Who's going to lead the PPCs? How are you going to self-assess? And what does that conversation look like? Thinking about your leadership talk as well. So when you talk around your school, you can use these words and it becomes part of your day in, day out language. The portal does what it says on the tin, as we say. You can use it. You can also add enablers with resources. So it's really a process of self-assessing, agreeing, and having that 90 minutes of incredible conversation about your own leadership, then acting on it. What do you do next? What's your learning? And there, lots of tools and resources on here. You might have your own as well. And then you come back at an agreed time. And what's the progress? What's happened as a result? What's the impact? More importantly, what's next?